How's it going? Apologies for the audio on this one. I'm not using my regular recording device. I just have to make do with what I've got. But I just wanted to do a quick review for Sergey Kovalev's fight with Anthony Yarde, which ended about 5 minutes ago. Sergey Kovalev dominates and knocks Anthony Yarde out in the 11th round. He actually put Anthony Yarde out with a jab, which I thought was quite impressive. And I thought it was a mixture of Anthony Yarde being fatigued and Kovalev's obviously, crushing power. The guy can still punch. And what I really wanted to talk about is going into this fight. Now, I didn't make a prediction video for the fight. However, I did make a video when the fight was first being talked about, and I'd vented my frustrations about Anthony Yarde and his trainer, Tunde Ajayi, who I can't stand, who I think is one of the most unlikable people in boxing right now, and the way that they were behaving in regards to how the fight was getting made, trying to act like the A side. Then, when the Russians put up a lot of money, more money than Anthony Yarde was really worth to get him over, they changed their tune and all of a sudden they became the B side. But I have to say that going into the fight, man, I was astounded, and I mean astounded, by the amount of people who were picking Anthony Yarde to beat Sergey Kovalev. Like outright beating. You had people like Tyson Fury saying that Yarde was going to dominate and knock Sergey Kovalev out. Frank Warren said he was going to knock him out. Obviously, he's his promoter, so he has to say that, doesn't he? But even on Twitter, like, right before the fight happened, I go on Twitter, and everybody's picking Anthony Yarde. Everybody's saying Anthony Yarde's going to knock Kovalev out, and Kovalev's done this, that, and the other. And I know that Kovalev has had problems outside of the ring. He's had problems with alcohol, problems with, staying in shape. He doesn't always live the life, Kovalev. But I still was astounded that people thought Anthony Yarde. I mean, obviously you give him a puncher's chance, but other than that, I didn't see any way Anthony Yarde could win the fight. I mean, Anthony Yarde hasn't won against anybody even remotely in the same universe as Sergey Kovalev when it comes to skill and ability. He's never fought anybody like that. Okay, the best opponent that Anthony Yarde has fought is probably Nikolai Shalaka. That's probably the best opponent he's fought, and he didn't even look that impressive in that fight. He didn't. So I mean, guys, I was astounded. I really was. I don't know what people saw in Anthony Yarde. The guy hasn't done shit. He hasn't fought anybody. He was a very one-dimensional slugger, basically. He was a big puncher, not a whole lot of skill, didn't really have great stamina, never shown a good chin, never shown good defense to me. He was a very, he was kind of like a poor man's David Haye type of fighter. That's what he looked like to me, Anthony Yarde. Was never impressed with the guy. I don't know why people were picking him to win. And not only that, though, but th- this is another thing that confuses me about boxing sometimes. And again, I'll revert back to what I was seeing on Twitter and what I was seeing from, so many, just so many fans on the internet. People were rooting for Anthony Yarde. Why were people rooting for Anthony Yarde over Sergey Kovalev? Can somebody please explain that to me? I don't get it. Anthony Yarde is one of the most shameful cherry pickers in British boxing right now. Okay, the way that he has been managed is damn right shameful. All right, it's like Deontay Wilder type management. The opponents that he and his trainer have been picking, and the excuses that they've been making, saying that he's inexperienced, so he has to fight bums, and then also he's inexperienced and he has to fight bums, but at the same time he's mandatory for a world title. That doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, Anthony Yarde, I don't like Anthony Yarde personally. Credit to him for fighting in Russia, but the only reason he fought in Russia was because he got paid a heck of a lot of money. Like I said earlier, more money than he was worth. So, yeah, man, I don't really know what else to say. Good performance by Kovalev. He dominated Anthony Yarde. It wasn't a difficult fight, really. He had a few problems here and there, with his pacing, but he used all his experience, all his skill. And in that 11th round where he scored the knockout, to me, he looked comfortable. He looked confident. He looked like he was in his element to me. And I would like to see Kovalev maybe call it a day now, if I'm being honest. I know that he does still have some fights left in him, but they're probably going to stick him in with Alvarez, and that'll be a fixed fight. But what I wouldn't mind seeing personally. I wouldn't mind seeing him squash his old rivalry with Beterbiev, but Beterbiev is going to be fighting Vosdik apparently, so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But you never know, maybe a passing of the torch fight against Dmitry Bivol. You know, that'd be another big fight in Russia. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. Big up Sergey Kovalev, God bless him, man. I've always been a fan of Kovalev and got the job done as expected. Anthony Yarde, a lot of people are dick riding Anthony Yarde, saying, "Oh, big up Anthony Yarde, you know, you went over to Russia." It's funny to me how Russians fight overseas all the time and never get any praise for it. But you know, a guy like Usyk can always fight in his opponent's hometown, and it's just expected of him. But when a British fighter does it, it's, oh, amazing, amazing! He's fighting overseas. So yeah, sorry for the audio on this video if it doesn't turn out right, but a quick post-fight video, man. I'll maybe do another video on Monday, you know, with my regular device and that, and you know, go into it in detail once I've had time to review the fight. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and God bless.